young men, they were part of the greatest military invasion in history. One of them is a year-old veteran from the west side of New York. Chuck Scarborough visited with him before he left for France.
Technician 5th grade, Jackendoff, without regard for his personal safety, and though exposed to fire from enemy weapons, advanced on the nearest gun.
I hit French soil just a little after midnight.
In the first hour of June the 6th, 1944, David Jackendoff parachuted into history. The events of that day are as vividly etched in his memory now as they were 40 years ago, when fresh from the battlefield he was interviewed on British radio.
We hit French soil. A group of us got together, 9 to be exact.
As we reached the crossroad,
We were hampered, I'll say, by some German machine gun nests.
That's one way to put it. Hampered.
Yes.
Go ahead.
there were ditches on both sides of the road. I put 4 men on one side and the other 4 myself on the other side, and told them to crawl up as close as they could. And when I whistled, like that, everybody to throw a grenade.
Well, we got out a few of them.
And when we got there, all we saw was a lot of wrecks and dead Germans.
And finally, 4 of us got back to our regimental CP. That was 4 days later.
I loved hand grenades. I'm a terrible shot.
Jackendoff's battlefield exploits would earn him 2 Bronze Stars and a Purple Heart, and in many ways change his life forever. He had been on the cutting edge of the greatest seaborne invasion in history. The paratroopers were among the first in, 822 transport planes full of them.
It was on plane number 5 that went over to knock out coastal batteries.
A massive airborne armada crossed the English Channel under cover of darkness and picked its way through exploding sheets of German flak.
Somewhere just about when we hit the coast, my plane was hit. And fortunately, we landed on soil.
In the confusion, some paratroopers got the jump signal over water and drowned. Some were dropped so low their parachutes never opened. Others came down miles from their targeted landing sites.
You didn't know what was around you. You didn't know where you were. You didn't know if the fellow next to you was friend or enemy, all in blackface.
Still, the paratroopers managed to do what they were supposed to do, protect the flanks of the main invasion force. It arrived at dawn. 5,000 Allied warships deployed off the coast of Normandy. The landing craft fought rough seas and withering shell fire to deliver 154,000 men to the beaches. The Germans had been taken by surprise, but still, the Allies paid a terrible price.
A mortar shell landed amongst 4 of the fellows, including our top sergeant, and killed them all.
There were 10,000 Allied casualties on D-Day, nearly half of them American. For many, the war ended within minutes on the beaches of Normandy or drop zones farther away.
As you go along, you pass bodies, and you just have to keep going. You just can't stop. If you see wounded, you try to make them comfortable and call for the medics, but you can't stop.
But most, like David Jackendoff, would survive to taste victory.
All my friends in this world are my old buddies from 40 years ago. Aside from family, I really don't have any friends except for my buddies. You care? I have a bottle of good Normandy apple, Calvados.
All right, to the veterans of D-Day.
Here, here.
Thank you for sharing some of the history of this war with us, Corporal David Jackendoff.